Columbus's #1 storyteller, His Eminent Highness, Alan Levi.
All right.
Thank you. We're so glad you're here. Hey, I know this is really unprofessional, but would you mind if we make one small request as we begin? Da-da-da-da-da. Well, now this is the way that it usually occurs. I'll be singing some soft, thoughtful song. Well, the lights will be low and the crowd will be hushed, and then we jump at the ring of a phone. Well, I get somewhat confused. I don't know what to do. So let's deal with that problem somehow. If you simply forgot when you came to this room, please turn off your cell phone now. 'Cause if I'm singing my song and your cell phone erupts, I will call in the law and I will have you locked up. But you'll thank me, I'm sure, in a couple of days that we took that intruder away. We're all wired and connected. We're all moving so fast. We hardly have time for a break. We're all .com and paged in these e-business days, and we're running to digital death. We must fight back to hurry, whatever the cost. We must get to the middle somehow. Well, the power of rebellion is now in your hands. Please turn off your cell phone now. I'm not teasing. Please turn off your cell phone now. That was a song that I had to write in self-defense. hey, like Evan and Christine, here's some seats up here. We got a lot of seats, and I'm going to sing a long time. So Evan and I grew up together, next door neighbors, right over the back fence, little boys. It's amazing either one of us survived, right? Yeah, all right. Well, I got my pen and my paper. I'm in the mood for a song. I got some romantic lines. I got me plenty of time. It's a beautiful night, but I'm here all alone. I got the tune and the tempo. I got a new set of strings. I got my favorite guitar. I got the moon and the stars. But I'm missing a little thing. I need someone to serenade. Someone to serenade. Someone to take my blues away. I need me someone to serenade. Yeah, like, oh, to serenade. Well, now, I got a vase full of flowers, a perfect evening to share. I got a table for two, I got a porch with a view. but I'm looking at an empty chair. It is a simple dilemma. There's only one thing to do. I know my chances are slim, but I'm out on a limb, and that's the reason I'm calling you. I need someone to serenade, yeah, someone to serenade, someone to take my breath away. I need me someone to serenade, yeah. All right. Well, I know I'm not much to look at, but if you let me play, or maybe, baby, you could close your eyes and just pretend I'm Michael Bublé. Hey, someone to serenade, yeah, someone to serenade, someone to take my breath away. I need someone to serenade, someone to serenade. All right, yeah. I got a room full tonight to serenade, yeah, yeah. Serenade, yeah, you, baby. I could do this all night long. I could do this all night long. Thank you. And thank you for letting us serenade you tonight. So the deal is really very simple. I love these guitars that Frank makes, and I asked him if I could maybe play some of them sometime, and he said, well, if you'll come up to my studio one night, you can play some of my guitars. So I'm going to play one of Frank's guitars right now, which are themselves works of art. All right. So most of y'all are too young to have had this experience yet. This is a new song, brand new. But for what Frank's paying me tonight, I can mess up all I want and still be forgiven. So you're walking down a street, and there's a plate glass window. And you know how we all kind of look over at the window when we're walking by just to kind of check ourselves out, you know? Well, usually we somewhat, subconsciously maybe, strike a pose because we kind of want to look our best for ourselves, right? Well, one day, not so terribly long ago, I was walking by one of those windows, and I did not have time to strike a pose. And it was a traumatic experience. And it turned into this song. I caught my reflection in a window as I was walking just the other day, and I had to wonder, who is that stranger looking back my way? Saw my reflection in a window, and it scared me half to death. Hey, no denying, the years have done a job on me. Now I'm reflecting on my reflection on the face in the window pane. I am reflecting on my reflection, and what I'm seeing makes it very plain. No use denying, I'm getting older. It's all too clear to see in that reflection of me looking back at me. A bigger decision is now before me. Choose joy or be afraid. You can hold on to the past or turn the page. I finally up the mountain of my 5 and 60 years. I'm a little breathless, but the view is nice up here. And I'm reflecting on my reflection, and I can see no cause for fear. I celebrate this intersection, and I'll be thankful I made it here. And there is still so much before me to learn and do and see. Says my reflection of me looking back at me. I have regrets, I have some failures, some things I wish I could undo. I'm still a work in progress, and the good Lord not quite through. So I'm reflecting on my reflection, blessed as a man can be. Says that reflection of me looking back at me. Says that reflection of me looking back at me. Alright, of my reflection of myself looking back at me. Yeah, yeah, alright. Thank you. Whew, man, took all my wind. Kind of proved the point, didn't it? So I played last week. Dwayne and I did. Was it last week? 4 or 5 nights ago? Down at Sea Island for the birthday of an 80-year-old friend of ours. And I was so impressed at his verdict on turning 80. And he said, "Can you believe that I get to be 80 years old?" And I said, "Well, you know, my theory is that if we do it right, every year does get better. I mean, you know, not without challenges. But it's a choice, isn't it? I just turned 65. I'm now a Medicare guy. I've got the card. And but I'm so excited about being 65 and getting to live life with people like you. So Dwayne, let me make sure I'm in the right key here. So my dad came with me tonight. He's 93. And I told him, I said, "Dad, you're going to love this place because there's wood everywhere." And my dad was a forester. And so he's kind of made his living, and he has lived his life very richly, surrounded by forest and timberland for most of his life. And so as we were coming in, we stopped to look at some of the pieces of wood that Frank has downstairs that will one day turn into guitars. What a wonderful process that is. But as I was thinking about tonight, just this morning, a song came to mind that I don't think we've ever, well, we've maybe once or twice played it for some people, but not much, maybe never. So we're going to sing a song. It'll be new to you, I promise. And I'd like to dedicate this. Let me get this tuned up, ladies and gentlemen. This is just too sweet a thing to not be just right. And there's not a tuning plug there. It's not the fault of the guitar, I promise you that. By Silvan Guitars, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a song I would like to dedicate to my best friend in life, who also happens to be my neighbor, and my dad. Well, my dad grew up in Mobile Bay. Even as a boy, he loved the land. At 17, he moved away, and he learned the life of a timberman. He did. Well, his office was the great outdoors. His ceiling was the open sky. He was brogan boots on forest floor. By now he's walked 10,000 miles. He's a wise old tree. He's a wise old tree. I feel his loving shadow over me. Like a wise old tree. And now the rings add up to 93, and 1,000 stories he can tell. Those decades out among the trees have shown him much and taught him well to live with kindness for the land, to think of those who come behind. It's best to burn against the wind and always know your boundary lines, and to keep this simple truth in mind. These woods do not belong to you. We're here for just a bit of time, so keep the longer point of view. Like a wise old tree, like a wise old tree. I feel his loving shadow over me. Like a wise, he's my wise old tree. Like a wise old tree. My best friend in the world. I love playing in little settings like this with kind of, huddled up groups of people where you can see all the faces and everything, which is probably a good thing because I've never had a whole lot of people that wanted to come hear what I did anyway. But it is wonderful to have a room of people close together like this. And someone who heard me play somewhere many years ago, I think as a nod to encouragement, wrote me a letter. This other guitar. Wrote me a letter just to kind of give me an attaboy. And that letter turned into a song. Well, a friend wrote me a letter of encouragement about the fact I'd never gone too far. Artists like yourself, she said, must suffer from discouragement. And even though you've never been a star, She said, you really are quite good, and you're not the first to walk this road. Keep these 3 small words in mind. Vincent Van Gogh. 'Cause you'll be famous when you're dead. You will be famous when you're dead. She said folks will buy your music. They'll heap praise upon your head. They're gonna look behind every line you ever sung or said. You will be living a good life, 'cause you'll be famous when you're dead. All right, yeah. She said you're just a bit before your time. Your metaphors and your clever lines make you seem to many just a little bit bizarre. Well, I'm sure that it's no fun to be so full of such profundity, and no one understands you for the genius that you are. Right. But Vincent never sold one piece till he was very much deceased. Take comfort from his failure, and believe me when I say you will be famous when you're dead. You'll be famous when you're dead. He said folks will buy your music. They'll heap praise upon your head. They're gonna look behind every line you ever sung or said. You will be living a good life, 'cause you'll be famous when you're dead. Well, she said it might be quite a plus to be totally anonymous. Just look at those celebrities and how they have to live. As long as you remain unknown, the press will leave you quite alone. And think of all the interviews you'll never have to give. Well, her letter really cheered me up. It made me glad for my good luck. And now I'm simply waiting for my great big break to come. 'Cause I'll be famous when I'm dead. I'll be famous when I'm dead. You know people gonna listen to my music. They're gonna put praise upon my head. To look behind all those lines of what I sung and said. You will be living a good life, famous when you're dead. Yeah, I will be living a good life, 'cause I'll be famous when I'm dead. Thank you. Thank you.
Aren't you a little concerned that might be the one they played at your funeral?
Right. Yes. Grandin, why don't you come and you can sing it? Remind everybody. Oh, what a blessed life. What a blessed life it's been. Some of y'all know my story. I know most of y'all in the room, I think at least a little bit. So I grew up here in Columbus, and when I finished University of Georgia law school, came here to practice law and did that for 10 years, very full-time, and then took a couple of years off to go to Scotland. And when I came back home, I worked part-time law practice for 3 years and thought it might be kind of fun to do music vocationally, but I was in my 40s, I think, by the time, and it didn't make a whole lot of sense. But the first thing I did was I went to my dad, because I trust his judgment a lot more than mine. And I said, "Hey, Dad, I'm thinking about leaving law practice to try music for a little while." And he said, "Yeah." He said, "Do it." He said, I'll help you if you need any help. But yeah, by all means, do it. And so my plan was to do music for a couple of years just to be able to say that I gave it a try, go broke, and then go back to my old job. And I failed. My career plan failed. And so here I am. And I'm the most blessed man alive because I get to spend nights in rooms like this with people like you. Thank you all for coming tonight, really. I think the one thing I've taken away from the last year and a half is that we were meant as people to be with people. Not with screens, but with people, you know, close enough to touch and kiss and hug and all that kind of stuff. And I'm so grateful that Frank and Ashley have opened this space for nights like this. That sounds like a setup for a... Yeah, absolutely. That sounds like a setup for a love song, doesn't it? This is a 1-minute love song, and then we're going to do that new song.
Okay.
Okay? So I was listening to the radio one morning, an interview with an astronaut. Fascinating story. And this guy was talking about how many times a day, you know, he in that little space capsule went around the Earth, and how many times a day he was able to see sunrises. You know, it was just a magnificent story, very thought-provoking. But he made this statement. He said, from up there, that's the best place in the world to see the planet. It's so beautiful, and it's whole. And so I thought about that statement, and I wrote a song to challenge it. It's a 1-minute song. Well, I heard a guy say the best view of the planet is somewhere in outer space. But I know that he's wrong, and I take it for granted that he's never seen your face. 'Cause I don't need a spaceship way up in the stars. Just give me a chair anywhere that you are. 'Cause I'm certain the very best view is anywhere close to you. That's it. Thank you. This is a new song we'd like to sing tonight. We've just only rehearsed this a couple of times. I do a lot of my figuring out about how the world works and what I think I might be intended to learn from any particular moment through songwriting. I need to go up, don't I, Dwayne? Is this the right guitar? This is Love Freely Given. Yeah. Not that other brand new song, this brand new song. Oh. Y'all, this is all operator error. This has nothing to do with the... So I'll just sing it. can't do it. This doesn't have a plug-in, Frank, so I can't put it into my box here.
It does. I put it in one just for you.
Just for me. Thank you. Okay, let's start over. 1, 2. Well, God doesn't love me because I am worthy. My life on my best days is awfully imperfect. He doesn't give me the fate I deserve because his love's freely given. Love isn't earned. And Jesus commands me to love as he loved me, to give of myself to people unlike me. Be blessing with honest concern, 'cause love's freely given, love isn't earned. Now no one is suggesting that this love is easy. The way of the cross is a hard road to live. Anger and vengeance come easy as breathing. But it takes the power of God to forgive. So look unto Jesus with nails in his hands, for people who frankly do not give a care, for dying for sinners, repent and return to his love, freely given, it cannot be earned. So I love Mr. Trump and I love Mr. Biden. I love George Floyd and Officer Chauvin, 'cause we're all just alike. And if there's one thing I've learned, love's freely given, love isn't earned. Love freely given, love isn't earned. Love's freely given, love isn't earned. Thank you. Thank you. It's a tall order, isn't it? So a few years ago, I was watching the news and wrote this song. Let's do this one, Dwayne. Very unprofessional, I know. This is a song that I thought might have just a very short shelf life, and it just keeps on being relevant. It just keeps on being a song that I feel like I need to sing to push back against the darkness. Hello, Evan. Good evening. I'm so glad you're here. Hello. Seems each week there's another bad story. A terror, a tyrant, a tear that fills us with questions and worry. Just how did we end up here? On the left, on the right, in the middle, there's meanness and madness and pride. and our strength seems at times much too little to turn back the angry tide. But you can still get a fine cup of coffee. You can still hug your sweet little girl. It's a long way from heaven, but still I say, all in all, it's a mighty good world. And every day there's that same old temptation to trade in our hope for despair. We can all keep our hearts from breaking if we'll just teach them not to care. But the voice of the angels keep calling, be grateful, be kind, and be strong. In this world that is broken and fallen, love is the road back home. You can still get a fine cup of coffee. You can still hug your sweet little girl. There are glimpses each day of the kingdom come. All in all, it's a mighty good world. I believe all in all, it's a mighty good world. Because you're in it, it is, yes, it is a mighty good world. Would y'all please acknowledge the wonderful, the one and only Dwayne Cresswell. So Dwayne, let's do that one about the boy and the girl in the car.
Okay.
How about that? Hey Frank, have we got time for 2 more songs?
We got plenty of time, man.
Have we? Okay. It flies by and I forgot to bring a clock intentionally. So I live up in Harris County. Up in Harris County, where, as most of you probably know, we've got lots and lots of 2-lane roads. And my dad and I live between two 2-lane roads, Fortune Hole and Barnes Mill. And you learn after you've lived there a while to accept the fact that people just do tend to drive more slowly. And sometimes extremely slow, bothersomely slow. Well, you're true, Bunny, right? Right? Catherine, right? So one day I was on the Barnes Mill Road in a hurry, and I pull up behind this car that's there on the road in front of me, and obviously not in a hurry. I was in a hurry, and so I got right on their bumper to encourage them a little bit, and they were totally unmoved. I was thinking it might be one of my elderly neighbors. You know, they just kind of cruise and chill. But as I got closer, I could tell this is not an old driver. This looks like, really, it looks like a teenaged boy. Meaning no disrespect by this observation. This boy had the biggest head I had ever seen in my life. And he kind of stretched across the seat, and I just thought, gosh, what a beast he is. I don't know him. I don't know the car. I don't want to make him angry with me, so I think I'll just let him have all of the road that he wants, right? But as I was easing off of the gas, I realized that what I was seeing was not one very large head, but 2 ordinary heads very close together. And that boy and that girl reminded me of a phrase that I learned as a kid. which describes people who take up perfectly good roadway to go nowhere. Sunday driver. Y'all know this phrase? Sunday driver? And so the Barnes Mill Road is not terribly long, but it was long enough for me to pretty much write this song. Okay, this is a very visual song. You got to picture this in your head. Well, his left elbow is out the window, and his left fingers steer the wheel. Can you see that? Right? His right arm is round his sweetheart, and it is paradise inside that big mobile. Inside the big mobile, he's just a Sunday driver, and I am stuck here right behind him. I'm held a hostage by the double yellow line. You see the sign said 55, he's going about 30. And it is clear that he don't care who is behind. No, 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 he's just a Sunday driver. He's just moving slowly to guarantee this magic does not end too soon. He is a Sunday, he is a Sunday driver in the middle of my Thursday afternoon. All right, yeah. Well, I did not hit my headlights, no, no. And you know I did not honk my horn, because I know too well just how he's feeling, because I've been in that sweet driver's seat before a long time ago. I was a Sunday driver, and I'm sure that what I witnessed is a boy who is in love, and I dare not interrupt his pleasant dream. But there is this growing line of angry cars behind us. It's like a centipede of metal, single file. But I will not let them interrupt his romance. I'm gonna be his guardian angel for just a little while. I'll be a Sunday driver. We're gonna move. We're gonna move real slowly to guarantee the magic does not end too soon. He's a smart boy. He is a Sunday. He's a Sunday driver in the middle of my busy afternoon. In the middle of my midweek afternoon. In the middle of my Thursday afternoon. Songs like that make me glad I got my Medicare card. Woo! Oh, that's so fun. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. That's fun. One more, Frank? Can I do one more?
Plenty of time.
Have we?
You can do 7 more. 8, I'm going to cut you off.
Come on. do the one about Central Park. I like that one. So a few years ago, I was up in New York, a place where I have spent very, very little time. But I was there with some friends. And it was a beautiful Sunday morning. A beautiful Sunday morning, and I was sitting on a bench just kind of watching what happens in Central Park at about 6:30 or 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning. And that's where this song came from. And this is about somebody that all of you know. We all know this person in this song. Probably work with him or her, or they are somebody you just see from time to time. But we're so indebted to them. It kind of makes me, honestly, as I start the song, you'll understand this connection when I finish it. It makes me think of somebody like Frank. Because you see, we can't do what we do unless somebody in all of those arduous hours alone takes the wood, masterfully molds it into these beautiful works of art. You know, does it just right, the meticulous detail that goes into something like this. But they rarely get patted on the back or recognized or anything. So Frank, if nothing else comes from the evening, you and Ashley both, I hope you will know that we are grateful for what you do, and especially for these. You know, I've got this picture in my mind that when you sing a song, it goes out there and it just keeps going forever and ever and ever. You know? So maybe on planet Mars, about 3,000 years from now, they're going to think, Sunday Driver. Is that okay, guys? But it can only happen because people like Frank do what they do. And people like Bunny do her art the way that she does. And so many of you, Bennett, the way you do music. So many of us love this thing that we get to do. And so here's a song from Central Park. I was sitting in the park on Sunday morning, watching all the walkers and the runners. In the corner of my eye, I saw him working. Does anybody ever think that guy? He was picking up the bottles and the paper. His uniform said Parks and Recreation. I couldn't help but watch with admiration. But does anybody ever think that guy? Does he know that he's an artist on a 1,000-acre canvas? Does someone need to tell him his masterpiece is Central Park? He was focused as a soldier with a mission. Make it beautiful for all the little children. Keep the sidewalks and the green space with precision. But does anybody ever think that guy? So I walked across the meadow to tell him I was grateful. I think that simple gesture caught him by surprise. And he thanked me that I thanked him. And his face lit up with gladness. And he told me, sir, I really love this job. There are greens among the grays of New York City. There are trees and grass amidst the bricks and mortar. There are blues that hover high above the skyline. Does anybody ever think of that guy? Do we know that there's an artist on this 1,000-acre canvas? Does someone need to thank him for the masterpiece of Central Park? Maybe someone needs to thank him. He's the masterpiece of Central Park. So tomorrow you will see that person, right? Somewhere. You'll see it. Might be the person behind the counter at the gas station. Might be the person sweeping up the parking lot. But it doesn't hurt a bit to be friendly and say thank you. Let's do that one. That one just came to mind. How about that one? It's really unprofessional. And you're thinking, Alan, do you have any idea what you're going to sing tonight when you got here? So next Friday, August the 6th, the Harris County School District will begin classes again, students in the building. And I'm so excited. One of the things that has been a practice for a long time of mine is to adopt an elementary school class and read to them through the year. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's so much fun. And it's kind of interesting because so many of them are, they're second, third grade when I read to them, and now I see them around the county with their spouses and their babies and all of that sort of thing. Well, I've been working on a project without a lot of focus, but a project of songs that I can sing with these elementary school kids. I wrote one years ago that they sing every morning to start the day over the loudspeaker. And so I thought it would be fun to write a whole bunch of songs, for kids to sing. And so here's one that I hope I can teach some little children this year. And it's got some words in it that probably aren't, first, second grade words, like naive, superficial. But in the name of education, I just put them in there. I thought it would be really nice. This is not a bad song either for the present climate of public discourse. How's it go? Sounds like an elementary school song, doesn't it? Say good morning to a total stranger. Simply smile at them and say hello. Share a kind word or a compliment. Be pleasant everywhere you go. Hold the door and let them go before you. Even something that is quite that small, it might turn somebody's day around, and it costs you not a thing at all. Be friendly, be friendly. Give someone a helping hand. Be friendly, be friendly. Be friendly every way you can. And if it seems a little superficial, and if it seems a little bit naive, to be cheerful in an age of anger, to be hopeful in a world of need, tell yourself there's never been a reason reason to be spiteful or unkind. You gotta hold on to the golden rule and just make up your mind. To be friendly, to be friendly, give someone a helping hand. Be friendly, be friendly, be friendly every way you can. Keep going, keep going. I got a post-it note over my words, I can't. They're catching every bit of this on film tonight too. Dude, please. Trey, I'm so glad you're here. You're the guy in Central Park tonight. You were the guy. You were the guy. Okay, so say thank you. May I help you? It's nice to see you. See, I'm saying this to these little kids. Use good manners. And maybe time to time, you could smile. You could smile. You could smile. Y'all are all smiling at work. Hey, now be friendly, yeah, be friendly. Hey, give someone a helping hand. Be friendly, be friendly, be friendly every way you can. Be friendly every way you can. Be friendly every way you can. What do we do? So if I were to say 4, 3, 2, 1, we'd stop on the hard one. So this is 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Hey, 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 9. 2 plus 2. 2. Oh my. Thank you. Y'all are the best. You didn't know you were coming to a workshop and forgiving unprepared musicians tonight, did you? We're going to end with a song that expresses, I think, exactly how we feel. It almost always does. Thank you again. And I told Frank that if he would let me, because we got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of songs, that if he would let us, we'll come back and we'll do it again sometime. Thank you. And Dad, my dad, would y'all thank my dad for staying up late tonight? I've been to the top of the mountain. I've seen some big cities and some wonders of the world. I've stood in cathedrals and castles. But if you ask me right now, I'd tell you for sure. There's nowhere I'd rather be. Nowhere, no way, no how. There's nowhere I'd rather be than right here with you right now. And I don't need me ticket to take me nowhere. No destination I'm waiting to see. You are the perfect destination. I'm looking at you and you're smiling at me. There's nowhere I'd rather be. Nowhere, no way, no how. There's nowhere I'd rather be than right here with you right now. Well, now you are my island in the ocean, the small cafe where I love to spend time. You are my stream in the forest. You are the sunlight, and wherever you shine, that is where I want to be. That's where I want to get to somehow. There's nowhere I'd rather be than right here with you right now. All you people right here with you right now. On this Tuesday right here with you right now. Thank you all. Good night. Thank you. Does that mean one more? Thank you, because I was going to do it anyway. Do that one. Thank you. I love to watch birds. It's one of my favorite things in the world, watching birds. And I've done everything that I can on the piece of land where my dad and I live to cultivate a welcoming place for birds. I just love to watch birds. And I don't know how many dozens of songs birds have inspired for me over the years, and just the metaphorical content of birds' lives and watching birds. This is one that was written a few years ago. My brother was very sick, and I was in the house with him most all of the time for about a year. But sometimes early in the morning, I would go out to my studio, and I would work. And one morning, kind of crack of dawn, I went out to the studio and opened the window so I could hear what was going on outside, you know. And there was this little bird that was just screeching. You could tell it was just really frightened of something. You know how little birds do. Just that high-pitched screech, mama. And it was a mockingbird, a little mockingbird. And what I've learned over the years is that the way that at least many of the mockingbirds teach their young to fly is they first get them out of the nest, and then they will park them on a tree and just let the little one just all day long just kind of go up and down and back and forth and just round and round and just kind of get used to short jumps, short flight, you know, just kind of feel their wings a little bit. Well, this little bird, I'm quite certain, was in that process at the time and not enjoying it much at all, not even a little bit. And so I thought to myself, if that little bird could write a song right now, what might the little bird say? And it turned into this song that we'll end with. And I will offer to you with a prayer and a reminder to you that we are all made to fly. I don't know what flight looks like for you. I don't know where it might take you. I don't know what kind of work it might impose upon you or require of you, but we are all made to fly. Well, I'm a baby bird in a great big tree, scared to death anyone would be. But something down inside of me says I was made to fly. For 3 long days I've been jumping around, going branch to branch, going up and down. I think I'm almost ready now. I was made to fly. I hear my mama calling up the hill, but here I am just standing still. I can't do this. Yes, you will, 'cause you were made to fly. Well, I'd say the call is very clear. God gave me wings and landing gear. Can't explain this foolish fear, 'cause I was made to fly. I gotta trust the sky, gotta just let go. I gotta believe the truth that I know. Take my place in a traveling show. I was made to fly. And someday, from the highest limb, I will sing a morning hymn. Horses run and fish will swim, but I was made to fly. So you say you're scared, afraid to move, even though you know what you were born to do. Spread your wings, I promise you. You were made to fly. Yes, you were made to fly. We all were made to fly. Now go and fly. Shirts downstairs. Any announcements about your next performance here?
I can do that. Thanks, Alan. Yeah. That was great. It struck me. 2 things struck me during that. The first, it's real tall. The first was what I should have said in the introduction is when you see Alan Levi in concert, it's something you remember. And the second thing that struck me was the cliche that behind every great man is a great woman. Sorry, Dwayne. But you are that great woman tonight. One of my favorite things about watching Alan is Dwayne right there all the time going, what is he doing? Thank you so much for coming. Every month, the Silvan Sessions, August to be announced. Put yourself on the mailing list downstairs if you'd like to come. Again, there's shirts and stuff downstairs. If you there's 2 types of shirts. There's the regular shirt that you can buy, and then there's the magically imbued special shirt that comes with a free guitar. It's about 20 times as expensive, but it's worth it. Again, thanks to Alan and Dwayne so much for tonight, and we'll see you all again soon. Okay.